So you spoke about having like what you term as a baby dick.
Yeah.
Like, what does it look like right now? Is it like, what does your anatomy look like right now?
I could say I'm very fortunate to find people that are very open-minded, and I'm dating someone who's actually an advocate for trans rights and LGBT rights and
You were highlighting what happens during sex now, because somebody comes in and they're like, it's about to go down, and what happens during sex now? So tell us just about now you got this letter, this recommendation letter. Yeah. You're on your way. You finally get this testosterone that you wanted to get. What is the procedure? How does it all now work? What does that look like?
Okay, so it's basically there's the ones that you take every 2 weeks. Then there's the ones that you take every 12 weeks. That's the most expensive one globally. Going private you'd be paying a lot of money. 3,000. You haven't even included syringes, you haven't included bandages, you haven't included anything. That's just that. So fortunate enough, Para offers that. So basically the doctor would write a motivation letter, imagine. So you would see your endocrinologist, right? And then they check everything that you've done, all the tests, your blood test, your BP, your weight and everything. And then they write a motivation letter. And it's just something as simple as, please administrate Nebido. That's the testosterone that I take, Nebido. Please administrate Nebido. Take it to the nurse. The nurse gives you Nebido and you have to rub it. It's oil-based. You have to literally keep it warm. Can't put it anywhere where it's warm, because we usually do this and like, hey, sweat and all of that. So you have to, and you will rub here. You will rub him 30 minutes, yonke. Just to make sure. I used to come with a flask now. Put it in hot water, 5 minutes and done. The oil is now. Then they have to change sides as well. It's administrated on your glute, just above the bum. Left or right, they alternate. If you got it on your left, next time on your right. And you have to wait it out for like 10 minutes because your leg literally cramp. It's painful. It's a thick needle. That solution is thick and it's painful, but it's worth it. If you want it, it's worth it. So thereafter, you wait for changes. Those take time though, because it's 12 weeks apart, so it's gonna take time. But when it does, you wake up every morning, you look for changes. You look for the slightest thing. I remember this was the first thing that grew and my voice started breaking. And I'd take videos every day. Yeah. So this is me, 6 weeks on testosterone. This is me on testosterone. Literally. Reflect back and it's the most beautiful thing. But that's just the process. But I think also one thing that was more of an importance to me was the fact that I wanted mastectomy. Reconstruction of my chest. So you have to be on testosterone for at least 6 months to a year to get that. And that followed. Literally 2016, the best year, because I got my testosterone that year. Later on, I got mastectomy done. But I had to go twice for revision because there was skin excess and
So that's a surgical procedure?
Yes, that's a surgical procedure.
What do they do?
So they remove breast tissues and they remove your areola. If you have a big one, they have to cut it into a realistic size type of thing. So there's 3 types of them, right? There's the mastectomy where they have to cut incision thingies and remove the areola, suck out all the breast tissue inside, tighten up and remove the excess skin, put back the areola, stitch you up. Then you carry pipes. Hey, I'm telling you, I was working with bags of blood, bruh, and I have to drain it out every now and then. Literally, they would, that thing. Because they put it inside, it's rolled around inside. So then they have to, you have to clean it out because it's draining now all the fat and everything that's still left inside. Hey, man, when they take it out, though. And they take it out, literally pull it, and then you would literally hear like a suction type of sound, going out. And you have to have those on for 2 weeks. And you have to make sure that they take proper care of you because one mistake, your scars are still fresh, everything is still. So also support structure plays a big role in your surgical procedures. But yeah, it's a surgical. I got it twice though, because the first time they did the areola one because I was just flat, but there was excess skin. The doctor, excess skin. So it looked flat, but it looked flappy. It looked like I lost weight. And now there's just skin. And I had to go back the second time, which it resulted in mastectomy. So I have like 2 beautiful scars. My pride and joys.
Why are you talking about having a solid support structure during this?
You can't do anything by yourself, really. You are in pain for a month. You have to be in bed for like a month or 2. Your support structure is very important because at that time, you are still experiencing dysphoria, even though this is gone, but you're looking for the outcome when you're looking for a better result. And if that doesn't come, it causes even more dysphoria because you compare yourself to a cisgender man. You look at them like, okay, so his nipples are placed. Imagine having to assess niggas and like, your nipples are placed there. Where are my nipples placed? It's a nightmare, but support structure plays a big role because also just words of encouragement. You look nice. I walk around shirtless 90% of the time, by the way. So, proud of these scars, bro. These are my battle scars.
So, you've been on this journey for 7 years?
7 years.
7 years, taking testosterone. Now you've spoken about not top surgery. You're not going for bottom surgery.
That's where the dysphoric part comes in. I'm still very dysphoric about it. It's actually a nightmare. Recently, I had to go back to therapy again. Still doing that because of... So I'm due for hysterectomy. I'm hoping it will be soon. Hysterectomy is where they remove your cervix, fallopian tubes, eggs, all of that. A complete hysterectomy, which now puts me in a position where I can't have kids, biological kids of my own. Also, taking testosterone, I forgot to mention this. You grow a baby dick. I think that was one of it was fascinating. My girlfriend would have actually laughed at this. But yeah, you grow a baby dick. So, female anatomy, you have a clit, right? It grows into a baby dick. So now I have the abilities to be standing, but you have to, can't just do it, you have to do it in a cubicle. You can't just stay by the stools because that would mean but that was one of the most fascinating things. Also, your sex drive, first month was hell. I stayed in my room the whole entire month, but when you start testosterone, right, it's like adolescent stage as a boy. So, first month I was in my room. Don't ask me you're doing what. I think you can really get the idea though. I discovered myself. That was fun. So, but yeah. Fun times, I tell you. Fun times. But yeah.
Okay. Now, let's break it down. Right. So you're growing what you term as a baby dick, right? But you're still up for bottom surgery.
Yes, phalloplasty.
Sorry, what's
phalloplasty?
Yes. How? Just connect me with those two.
Those two. So before you get bottom surgery, you have to go through hysterectomy, where they have to remove your womb, everything else. That produces what's this? Estrogen. And I think that's one of my battles, because my estrogen is trying to come back. Imagine the nerve. It's trying to come back, and so I'm hoping for hysterectomy soon. And once I get hysterectomy, I'm then now working towards phalloplasty. It comes in 3 stages, and it literally takes an entire year for you to heal. It's expensive. Literally, if you convert it into rands, it's 500 to 600K. Just the surgery on its own. 500 to 600K. Depending na kona ukuthi the phallus is it gonna be created using, so it's all about body fat now. From your arm or from your thighs. Preferably here, because imagine now my dick has tattoos. That would be dope though, but yeah. It comes in 3 stages. It takes a year, 6 to 8 months to heal. The first procedure would then, like them removing, actually closing up certain parts of you, taking out your urethra. Ooh, that word. Yeah, taking it out and actually having to create a phallus, but it's not functional at all. You can just literally pee with it, and that's it. You have to use a catheter to pee and all of that. But yeah, then the second procedure would be having to insert a device where it's inserted in your balls and in your phallus. There's 2 types of devices, right? The ones where if you want to get erect, you just get someone to play with your balls, partner, wherever it goes up. Then there's the silicone one where you can just literally woo. With that one, it's one way. You are in it just one way. But it gives you more of a bulgy type of thing than because it's silicone. So, but you also have to change it every 5 to 10 years. And if there's something happening with that device, then yeah, your life is in danger. So I'm feeling dysphoric about it because I'm passing now. I'm literally happy with everything, that's the changes that I'm seeing, everything. But yeah, no, just when I bath, I avoid mirrors at all costs necessary. Period. Because it's like if I stop testosterone for at least 6 months, my period might come back. Didn't have that before. I had my period, but it wasn't as like everyone else's. I'd literally have a period probably like once in a blue moon type of thing. So it's one of the things that I feel would see it causes a lot of dysphoria, especially lately. It was evoked by a lot of things, but it's personal things that I can't really share. Yeah. And also now just the risk of people knowing that I'm trans. And when you look up trans anatomy, a trans guy, it's very easy for people to take advantage of it. I don't want to find myself in a predicament where I find transphobic people and they want to correct, so yeah, just the recent events and recent happenings led me to feel that this needs to happen sooner. But it's a lot of money, so.
So would Bara not pay for this?
A hospital in Pretoria, I forgot about it. I forgot the name actually. And there's one in Cape Town. They do offer that, right? The waiting period is over 2 years, literally. And because they just give you a phallus, it doesn't function. So you just pee with it. So what would I be doing with it? I mean, the perks of, but it's not functional. I'm hoping maybe in the future they would have, upgraded But for now, it's just them creating a phallus. Sometimes there's no balls because it's literally a matter of it's procedures in one procedure.
So are you now waiting for that to happen?
Yeah, I'm honestly really waiting for it to happen.
Are you on those waiting lists?
Nah, I'm just waiting for the hysterectomy part of things to happen.
Okay.
I feel like at least I'll be a step closer to, something, somewhere.
And what does that entail? Is that you being on a waiting list again and waiting for it to happen, or is it about to happen anytime soon?
Waiting list again. So initially, I was supposed to get my hysterectomy done just right before COVID. Imagine, I think that was also just the worst things to happen to me, just before COVID. And my doctor had to call me and tell me, wait, now we can't go ahead with the procedure because COVID. And now, yeah. So I'm going back again. And the thing is, where I get my hysterectomy, it's a maternity ward. Guys are not allowed there. So I have to come with someone who's gonna represent me. And then only when I'm about to see the doctor, that's when I can step in. But otherwise they chase you away. So you understand it. It's as good as it feels very daunting. It's tiring. It's draining. Mentally, it's taxing. Emotionally, it's even worse. But I always look at the positive side of things because, and I look nice, hey. And I look at myself in the mirror, half nakon. I'm happy. I'd usually stand like this before my surgery. I'd stand like this because I'd already started testosterone, and you can see that your body's changing now. I'd stand like this and all with the paper, and I would look nice. And when it happened, it's like, hey, it's here.
So you're waiting, and I guess that's what's causing so much of the anxiety and everything. Now, let's speak about dating. What's dating like now as a trans man?
I'm dating. It's been interesting, to say the least. It's been interesting. However, I find people that are open-minded. I could say I'm very fortunate to find people that are very open-minded, and I'm dating someone who's actually an advocate for trans rights and LGBT rights, and it's very fortunate. I fear though, because she's straight now, right? And yeah, and I found out through a mutual friend. So all of them are activists, GBV activists. They are just advocating for a lot of things, and that is just one of them. And it was easy for me to come out to her. But I always have this thing in the back of my mind, Guti. Should it happen that this ends? I have never had to ask someone out, but these people came to me. So when do I even start? But also it comes with me disclosing. You don't just walk around and say, I'm a cisgender person, no. But I have to disclose because we get to bed matters and you're expecting to see something dangling. And then you are met with prostate things. You are met with, because you have to buy those things.
Now on that, let's talk about anatomy. So you spoke about having like what you term as a baby dick.
Yeah.
Like, what does it look like right now? Is it like, what does your anatomy look like right now?
Yeah, this question is...
It's awkward, I know.
Yeah, it is. Ooh. So, that's how I can... Your clit does grow to a baby dick. It depends. Size. If it's not erect, it could literally be this size. If it is, it can be longer. But in order for me to feel pleasure, I then have to strap. put a strap on. So now it takes me back to my lesbian days. You have to strap on, and the sensation between the dick itself and the strap would then, give me the pleasure that I need, and also while pleasuring someone else, type of thing. But everything else is as is. It's just that now the clit grew a bit longer. So that's just also a nightmare as well, this whole strapping thing, because it does cause dysphoria. It's like, do you have dick envy? Type of thing. And that's also how I found out that I'm pansexual.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now what happens? You were highlighting what happens during sex now, because somebody comes in and they're like, it's about to go down, and what happens during sex now?
Oh, disclosing. Because there's foreplay involved. I believe in foreplay. Very much so, because of, I think, my past life as well. Everyone needs to get pleasure at the end of the day. I know that. That's one thing I think I loved about being lesbian. The fact that reciprocating and just making sure that everyone is happy. And, everyone's needs are met. So it comes with me having to now disclose ukuthi it's an uncomfortable conversation to have, because even I myself, it causes dysphoria, like I said. So it's just like, it feels like a constant reminder of, oh man, God, I can't one day wake up and say, I'm sure, I hope I'm spatisang. Oh, I hope, none of that happened. It's a tricky one, really. It came to a point whereby I'd honestly really choose platonic relationships to avoid having sex. But it's also just mentally taxing, right? Because, unless if you find someone who's understanding and, yeah. But Nakona, imagine a straight hun. We meet, we vibe, everything's good, and then now, segment is so man. Hey, now you're looking for your date, Eva. But yeah, it's not the nicest thing, to be honest. It's not.